Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing today? I decided to kind of jam this Jeskai Midrange deck. I played this a little bit yesterday, or last night, I should say. Just kind of like getting a feel for the deck and the list and stuff, and I actually really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. It kind of sets up similar to how you would expect like Jeskai Control to play, except it's not Jeskai Control. Um, it's actually like sort of a more mid-rangey deck and plays things like Wall of Omens and then plays what a weird looking Cryptic Command. Plays Restoration Angels and a couple of top end things. So I have a Lyra in the main as well as an Ojutai and then a 1 Teferi. I know that some other lists play Jace the Mind Sculptor in their sort of 60 here, kind of taking place of some of the things here. But I played him last night, and I actually didn't like him as much in the mid-range deck. Um, I thought about trying maybe 1 because I was playing 2 last night and I didn't like it. And I might just try 1, but today we're just gonna go with without it. And I added the Ojutai back, and then I added a third Cryptic Command. So we're gonna go ahead and try this. I don't know how stock it is as far as Jeskai mid-range decks go, but it's gonna be something and fun. So that's all that matters to me. So let's jump into a league here. Oops. Yeah, last night I ended up playing against I think my first match was humans and my second match was burn, and I ended up taking both of them down. Um, which are pretty decent matchups for me, so I guess it's probably not uh that crazy that I did well, but uh burn player definitely tried to play a more controlling game against me, and I don't know what they were doing, but they didn't do it very well, so they ended up losing to me resolving a couple Lightning Helixes. And so, if that's to show anything of my streaming abilities and anything, that means that we are going to not win a single game in this league. So that's fine, you know. Mm, yeah, this is probably fine. Ideally, this island or this Minamo would be like a land that produced a different color as well. But that's fine. We can do it with this. Oh, it's burn. Oh, geez. All right. Starting it off like this. I was just talking about how this matchup wasn't super terrible. But of course, this burn player could be a lot better at the game than the one I played against last night was, so I don't know. Eidolon, huh? Um, well, we want the Sacred Foundry. Actually, the way that I played out last night, I wonder if I want a second Sacred Foundry. Just because it's like very, very good. Yep. Okay, that's fine, I guess. That does mean that I can wrath whatever board my opponent decides to make, and it won't cost me any life through the Eidolon, but that does mean that it takes 2 turns to do, and that's not going to be fun. So my opponent has every burn spell in the world. They're only down to 1 card, though, so that's good. And hopefully it's a land. Well, I'm not going to cast Serum Visions so that I can kind of I can kind of fade 2 burn spells unless they're 2 Boros Charms, and my opponent can't even do that because they need 4 mana. So I can't straight die from just that, but no Searing Blaze for my opponent, it looks like. There's a Lava Spike, though. Alright. Looks like a new... Okay, sure. New follower. Thanks for showing up and hanging out here. I can't read the name. But thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Alright. Let's see. This Helix is probably going to be something that I need to fire off pretty soon here. I want to see if I can draw something decent here. Okay. A Wall of Omens isn't bad. I probably don't need this, but a Restoration Angel will help me close this out. So, my mana situation is abysmal. Yeah, maybe it's just wait until my opponent tries to do something and then Helix it to stop it. Goblin Guide. Sure. So my opponent's last card's Skullcrack. They would have just fired it off, right? Trigger Resto Angel, which we knew. Okay. Give me something sweet, Wall, please. Teferi. I don't know if that's going to do anything this game. But this Vendilion Clique and this Lightning Bolt are probably going to be pretty okay. Hello. Thanks for coming and hanging out, you guys. I don't know how great this deck is, and I don't know how good I am with it. So, probably going to make a lot of misplays, but you guys can go ahead and tell me that I am. Arid Mesa. So, my burn opponent is drawing a lot of lands, which is ideally pretty good for me. And get this Teferi out. Hey, another land. Okay. And then a Lightning Helix. That's probably going to help put this game away. Let's just start closing. Sure. Eidolon. Sure. And the last card is a land. Okay, so then I am safe to... Oops. I'm safe to fire this off now. go to 3, go up to 6, get rid of his only creature. Go to my end step. I'm going to fetch for another Plains. Play the Resto Angel. Flicker this. Target me. I do not need the Supreme Verdict. Give me something better. A land is fine. Another land is not good, but that's fine. And my opponent's dead, right? Oh, look, we got there. Sweet. So we go on to sideboarding. So my sideboard isn't perfect for burn, as I learned last night, but I've got enough things that are probably fine to bring into the matchup. We actually start cutting a lot of this top end that we don't really want. Lyra Dawnbringer is like insane in this matchup, but Teferi just doesn't do anything. I wonder if Teferi's not even. I don't even think it's that super good against this in this matchup. Unfortunately, it just kind of like sucks to draw. It doesn't really do anything. It's a little slow to come down for anything super crazy. So I don't know. I'm still kind of learning the workings of this deck. This is kind of a deck that I'd heard things about. People had talked about playing Jeskai Midrange and stuff, but I never actually saw any lists. Um, and then I kind of like looked around for some, and I found a few, and as well as on the Facebook page for Blue White X Midrange Control or whatever the exact title is. Um, there's a big post and kind of like a primer going over Blue White X midrange decks, and they talked about a lot of different things, and a lot of them talked about a bunch of stuff. So I was just like, well, why don't we just kind of build a list ourselves? Yeah, that seems fine. And so I sat down and I kind of built my list myself, and I kind of enjoy it. I like the way that it sets up. So um, it is something that hopefully isn't super terrible. And as of right now, like I mentioned earlier, I was playing 2 Jace the Mind Sculptor last night, and I actually cut both of them today because I just do not think that card is very good. Or at least it didn't feel very good in the games that I played. And then there might just be the matchups too, but it just kind of felt like it was not what I wanted to be doing every turn. There was just like so many better options for me. But these are both pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just not very smart in the whole situation. But I really enjoyed it. I have read my own username. Yeah, no, Geist of Saint Draft is. I've actually got a couple of Jeskai Geist lists as well. Um, I just ended up not playing them in this. He's probably pretty good actually. I might try him out later. I just didn't want this to be like a Jeskai Geist list. I wanted it to be more mid-rangey. And Geist isn't necessarily the greatest mid-range card. It can turn the corner pretty hard, but that's about it, essentially. And so uh, I wanted to make sure that all my cards did something right away. And Geist is one of those cards that sometimes just like comes down on the board, and then it's just like a speed bump that they can't do anything with, like directly. So that's kind of where it was in the whole situation. Um, put down a blocker. Yep, I'm gonna take some damage. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try Geist some other time too. I actually really like this deck, so I might continue to play this on stream and just trying to like figure out exactly where I want the list to go. I've already made enough changes out to it, so maybe there'll be some more in the future. Okay. Well, I'm absolutely blocking. Searing Blaze? Sure. It's kind of what I figured it was going to be. Isn't it wrong? I guess I don't. I'm tapped out, so it doesn't really matter. But isn't that wrong? Right? You should hit my thing after damage has happened from combat in case I have a removal spell. But I'm tapped out, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's see, I'm gonna take 4, gain 3. I'm gonna go to 8 to get rid of this Eidolon. Maybe I fetch strong. I don't like doing this. This isn't very good, chat. Learn from my mistakes. Because this mistake was terrible. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty funny, obviously. I mean, I'm a big fan of Geist of Saint Draft. I played I play it a lot in my zoo list. I basically play like 4-color zoo, and it's very very good in there just because like turn 1 Noble into turn 2 Geist into turn 3 Elspeth Knight Errant is just kind of like your opponent is now dead. So I just really like that's good to play. So I play 4 Geist of Saint Draft in that deck, and that's where the name kind of comes from too. Is that deck? That was the first deck that I ever top aided a PBTQ with, and it was the deck that everyone in my local sort of modern meta knew about and knew that I played and all that stuff. So um, yeah, that's kind of where it comes from at least. Let's see. I could well, gosh, I don't like this. Helix is probably pretty good, but I really wish this wasn't a shock land. This is like a basic. It'd be perfect. To be fair, though, this is like the perfect land that I need right here, right? Because ideally what you want in a Jeskai list is double white and triple blue on 4 lands. And I've got that set up pretty nicely. Just Wall of Omens, so that I don't have to get rid of this attacker. I can just have a blocker. God, I love Wall of Omens. This card's insane. It's like criminally underplayed. That fixes all of my problems. Thanks, Wall. You really helped out. Do you have a spell to fire off? No. I assume my opponent is holding on to a Skullcrack. They like to do that quite a bit to prevent me from gaining the life from this, because this life swing is just nuts. It's actually probably one of the reasons why this matchup is actually not as difficult for me, just because I have 4 of these. And not every... I'm still blocking. I don't know what you want from me. I'm absolutely still blocking. Boop! We got a new follower. I still can't read the name, but thank you for following and doing all that stuff. It looks like Hogger93 was the one that did it. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys doing that. It helps other people find me and sort of get my name out there, and I actually really enjoy that, so thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was not really paying attention. Should have probably dispelled the Searing Blaze. Yeah, well, you live and learn, I guess. My opponent likely has a Skullcrack, right? I'm just going to play this tapped. Gosh, this is always so careful. Four life is not somewhere I want to be. I guess it's better than 3. 3 is definitely a number I don't like being on. I'm just kind of glad I didn't crack that fetch land either. Well, I really don't like you attacking me, so let's burn that thing. Skullcrack me? Oof. That's pretty good, yeah? That's unfortunate. Because you're about to see this spell. Which spell is it? pretty much this one. Double skull crack. Oh God. Well, F me, huh? I'm dead, right? I can't do anything. I take. Well, no, because this thing still dies, right? So yeah, I'm definitely gonna dispel one of them. So I'm gonna go to 1. This thing's gonna die. Oh no, because it's a 3/4. All right, sure. Eesh. That was unfortunate. I didn't want my opponent to do that. All right. Well, on the play, this is probably gonna get a little bit easier. Hopefully, I can get out before my opponent. I would like to play first. Thank you. Okay, this hand has a million lands and a Lightning Helix. I don't want to keep this. This hand is a lot better. I'll keep this one. Oh, yeah. We're going to do that one. Boom. And let's move on. Sure. My opponent knows it's Lightning Helix on top. I don't necessarily like doing that, but that's fine. Actually, I wonder if I should just do this now. So they don't have a chance to stop me from doing other crazy things. Then I can purge this Goblin Guide after it attacks me. Or negate whatever they're going to cast. Well, I can't negate that one. Oh, my opponent's only on 1 land. Maybe we can put this to them. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. Thank you. 1 damage. I'm at 15. Let's do this. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I knew about the Snapcaster Mage, which hopefully comes in handy, I guess. Oops. Wrong one. Just burn that now. Before my opponent has a land and the ability to skullcrack me. Although I guess they wouldn't skullcrack me through this island. But either way. So how's everyone else doing today? Enjoying me watch me kind of flail against burn? I guess I'm doing okay. I don't know. I really like casting the card Lightning Helix, so it's kind of why I'm doing this. I'm just never going to draw a 4th land and die really quickly. If I draw my 4th land, these 2 Snapcaster Mages are going to be very good. But I need to draw that land to do anything with. Yeah. I go to 11, which is super nice. Well, no, I can just negate this, which is probably correct. Gosh. This is why I cut Cryptic Commands in this matchup. It's just so clunky. And I just don't have anything to get back with a Snapcaster Mage. Well, we're going to die because we're not drawing lands. And our opponent drew the second land. Perfect. Rift Bolt, sure. Double Rift Bolt. Sure, that's really bad for you. Ambush Viper. Don't care. I'll target Negate. Does not matter. Oh. Gotta go to blocks first. Yep. Sweet. Double Rift Bolt next turn is gonna suck, but this Negate will at least stop some of it. Gosh, need one more land, please. Please, deck. Mismatched Rift Bolts? I mean, yeah, I'm just going to always yield these Rift Bolts. The suspend thing can absolutely happen. Sure. I'm at 8. What have you got? Anything good? Third land? Okay. Eidolon. Well, I can't dispel or negate that. That really sucks. Well. Yeah, that sucks. Gosh, you gotta be kidding me. I'm on 24 lands, and I can't cast a single one of these spells that I actually want to be casting. I'm just going to take double burn spell to the face right now, and it's going to hurt. Well, I'm going to flash this in and take 2 damage. And then die to double bolt. So, I do not care what I target. What does my opponent have in their hand where I'm just not dead yet? Waiting for them to pay costs. Another Eidolon. Sure. Okay, Wall of Omens is something. That means that I'm still dead to, like, a lot of different things. But... oh, man. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Land? Okay, well, if I ever draw 2 more lands, this card will put this game away for me. But I need to draw those lands. Sure, I go to 1. Another sorcery speed card. Oh my god. Thank God. Out of here. Oh, I take 2 damage. I'm stupid. I didn't even think about the Eidolon. Whatever. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a good matchup. I don't know. When I was playing against it last night, I did pretty well, and it could just be that my opponent sideboarded pretty incorrectly, because they did. But I definitely thought that it was okay with like 4 Lightning Helixes plus the 2 Snapcaster Mages and Lyra. But I don't know. That game definitely would have been different had I had, I don't know, a 4th land. Like being able to Snapcaster back the Lightning Helix might have definitely changed things, that kind of thing. But we just didn't have a chance to do any of that. Oh, bunch of 4-mana spells and a couple of earlier interaction spells. Maybe this is okay, but I don't like keeping only 2 lands. I'm going to throw this one back, and I'm going to regret everything. I regret everything. I do not need another land. But my opponent's not doing much either. We're going to look like a Jeskai control deck for a bit. Search, sure. It's kind of interesting. Ooh, I wonder if this is blue-black control. It could also just be Jeskai control. Or not Jeskai, Grixis control. But I didn't know that they played Search for Azcanta. Maybe I'm dumb. I don't know. So that means that we are definitely the beatdown in this game, and having 3 Celestial Colonnades is the worst thing ever. So oh no, I know what happens in Modern. Oh, it's Mill. Alright, sure. Did not think about that one. What have I got? Everything in my graveyard? Jesus. Well, my Snapcasters are about to be really good. Yeah, it's not Grixis control. And so I technically have time, but not very much. This is like a burn deck that doesn't attack my life total. So I can get really aggressive with these fetch lands and stuff, but I need to be able to kill my opponent and I need to do it quickly. Surgical targeting Snapcaster? Oh, you have fun with that one. Spoilers, I'm only on 2 of those, so. I mean, I can play the burn game against them, that's probably fine. The biggest issue is just that, like, I don't know how much burn I have against them. I have 3 Lightning Helix and 3 Bolts main. Like, I can't go as quickly to them, plus I just lost the 2 Snapcaster Mages. Like, I need to just have a threat and play it out against them. That is exactly what the doctor ordered. Um, so that ought to be pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead and fetch now, I think. And then put a stop on my opponent's draw step. Till turn 7, you think so? I guess it's usually when the mill player kind of gets you. They put a Fatal Push. Ooh. That's likely good for us. What have you got? Let's see it. Let's see. Oh. You... Oh, you didn't have a way to get Revolt. Yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. Mesmeric Ward? Sure. Yeah, I'm just always going to yield this. Just get me. Sure. Path. Well, that's not going to do anything this game. But this Vendilion Clique is going to murder my opponent pretty quickly. Visions, sure. That's on 20 cards, right? And I do not have 20 cards in my graveyard? Yeah. Let's see what my opponent's doing, I guess. Doesn't really matter what's in their graveyard. Ooh, they milled an Archive Trap. That's probably pretty good. I love Archive Trap. Another Shelldock Isle. So they've played the Visions and the Mesmeric Orb and the Watery Grave, and the Fatal Push is gone. Okay, so the two cards in their hand, we have no idea what they are because they haven't grabbed anything with Azcanta yet. They just flipped it. So, you think this game is easy after sideboard? How so? Like, what do I bring in against them? Like, I guess Negates? Maybe Celestial Purge? I just don't really know what there is. Like, just gonna start burning my opponent out. Just burn them with and have counters. I mean, I guess Detention Sphere. That's probably pretty good, but I want to be putting this Lyra down. How much do you think that they can actually handle this Lyra before they kill me? Probably not, right? Sure. Well, you don't have Revolt, so like getting a Fatal Push is gonna suck. Do you have like Vapor Snag or something? I mean, I don't know. Counters maybe, but I just don't think there's enough of them to really combat Mill. Because like these Dispels do almost nothing. None of these cards do anything. Celestial Purge only gets them every once in a while. They usually don't play anything that does it. Disdainful Stroke, I guess, can stop a couple of their things, and Negates and the Helix can come in over like my removal, because my removal is not going to be anything good. So yeah, they have 4 archive traps, but is Dispel really good enough to bring in against that? I mean, maybe it stops their fatal pushes, but I don't think that fatal push is. Yeah, sure. Because like a lot of their spells are sorcery speed. I don't know. Maybe they bring in something against me and what? Okay, damnation. Jeez. All right, that was less good. Well, I'm sure they bring counters in. Like, don't get me wrong. I know that they bring counters in. I have a buddy of mine who plays this in my local meta. Oh God. All right. Am I dead? I'm very close to dead. I have 1 turn, and I have to fade like what? A single spell from them. They're oh God, I'm super dead though. And my last card cannot be very good, and it can't kill them. Yeah, my opponent's got me. Like, there's just not much I'm doing there. So I guess I'm bringing in these dispels. Cryptic is probably a little slow. The verdicts are terrible. And these paths really suck. But I know that they're gonna have like a creature. Maybe the cryptic over the path. I don't know. I need to be able to stop there. They're gonna bring in. I don't know if they bring in ensnaring bridges, but it's probably pretty good. They definitely have hate pieces, though. I'm sure they might even bring in rest in peace. So Snapcaster Mage is a little bit of a liability, but there's only 2 of them, so I don't know. Rejection does get orb, that's true. I just don't think that's very good. Like, it's going to stop them from playing orb, and occasionally they play Ensnaring Bridge, but I don't think they bring Bridge in against us. Although if they correctly assess that I'm more of a mid-range deck than a control deck, then maybe they would. But then, I don't know. I can always bounce it too. I don't think Rejection is high power enough to do anything. Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's very narrow. Yeah, that's true. Do need every clock I got. And Snapcaster Mage is sometimes just a ambush viper that slowly kills my opponent. It's too bad these Wall of Omens can't attack, right? I love this card. It doesn't matter that it doesn't attack. Come on, opponent. Can't be that difficult. I would like to play first. And no white mana kind of sucks, but double Vendilion Clique is probably pretty okay. Sure. I'm going to regret keeping it, but I'm going to keep it. I just really enjoy this color combination. My gosh. Yeah, I was going to say, this is probably okay. That on turn 1 would have been significantly better, but I guess having it on turn 2 is still fine too. Probably shouldn't have played the land. Alright, so Helix is actually a little bit lower powered than I want it to be. But the Sacred Foundry is probably pretty good. So, well, I need to be able to kill them. Let's go top. And I'm going to regret that, but that's fine. Oh, and I just put those in the wrong order too, didn't I? Sweet! Orb, sure. Oh, I I put them in the correct order. Don't even worry about it. It's fine. I probably should do this during the draw step. That's fine. I want to do it now and see if they've got anything super crazy. Set Adrift. That seems hilarious, actually. Let's see. I can't really play out my second creature, so this Damnation's probably not likely to do much. Field of Ruin with just a swamp and another Field of Ruin probably isn't going to do anything with it either. I don't know if Set Adrift has got quite a bit of setup that it still needs. A second orb might be pretty annoying, but if my opponent plays the second orb, I can just Detention Sphere them. So maybe I just take Dispel and then like try and fight through with some other things. I probably should have just played it during the draw step, but you think I should keep Detention for Bridge and not the double Mesmeric Orb? Like, I can always bounce Bridge with Cryptic Command, too. Like, that's always a possibility. And, like, milling me for 6 here is going to suck, but... Shelldock, sure. That still doesn't cast Damnation. Come on, opponent. Choose your card. Can't be that difficult. Yeah, I was going to say, if they played the second orb, I'm absolutely Detentioning Sphere it. Like, that'll put this game away very quickly. Yep. Boom. I milled a bunch. Yeah. Let's get those out of here, please. And hopefully they don't have an ability to mill. Let's see, they need 7 total and they have 5. If they have a way to put 2 more cards in their graveyard, or I guess if they draw a fetch land right here, then I could be in trouble. Because fetch land set adrift is going to be unfortunate on this detention sphere. But they also just at that point don't have a way to stop me from drawing it and playing it again. So it just mills me. I mean, it mills me 10, which is a lot, but I know most of their hand, right? They haven't played the other Field of Ruin. They played that. They don't have a Dispel. But now they're going to play Damnation. Are they going to play something else? Because Set Adrift is a total... Oh, a Set Adrift is only a total of 6. So maybe Field of Ruin my Celestial Colonnade? Sure. Thanks, I guess. I guess that means that now I have to fetch Shocker. Oh, my battery is dying. That's not good for me. We can fix that. I thought I plugged in. Alright, sweet. Well, this second click is probably going to be pretty good. But I wonder if I should wait to see what they cast next turn and then cryptic whatever they're gonna get. And if they don't do anything, then I Vendilion Clique on their end step. Yeah, that's probably correct. And they're gonna Visions of Beyond at my end step, probably. Nope. Alright. Another Field of Ruin? Sure. My deck also plays a lot of those, so it doesn't really do much for me. They're not doing anything? What are they doing? Double black. Maybe they just like accidentally clicked through there first. Sure, I'll float a blue. How many cards does this need? My library needs to have 20 or fewer. What have you got? Anything good? You probably should have fielded me like during combat or something. Archive Trap. How greedy is it instead of drawing a card? Because drawing a card actually helps my opponent a little bit. Because I've got a clock, and I've got a, do I bounce the Shelldock Isle? They've already played their land for turn, and it gets rid of their exiled card. I'm going to do it. It's probably very wrong, but I'm going to do it. Counter draw? I don't like counter drawing against the mill player. Yeah, you float a blue. You do it. Yeah, we kind of knew that was going to happen. I don't know if I need cards very much. I probably should have just bolted right there. These orbs are going to mill away my Detention Sphere. Yeah. Fun. See what you got, opponent. Another Archive Trap, Visions, and Damnation. Yeah, we're just going to take that Damnation, I think. Draw them right into a Fatal Push, it's fine. I draw them into a Field of Ruin, sure. So I'm getting milled for 13. I'm wondering if I just fire off double bolts. They don't have anything that they're playing. Then they're going to mill me for 13 anyway. Yeah, why don't we just do that? I'm searching anyway, so you have fun. My mountain already gone? Oh, it sure is. Yeah, Archive Trap me now. So that I don't accidentally... Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't know if Trap is all that great. Like, if I take Trap, then yeah, their clock is gone, but so is mine, because they're just going to Damnation my last threat, and I just don't have very much as far as what's going on. Why I play Jeskai over Grixis? Because instead of things like Terminate, you have Path, plus you get access to all the sweet white cards like Celestial Colonnade and gosh, what's the name of that card? Lyra Dawnbringer. I mean, let's see, both my Snapcasters gone. Yep, and I think all of my Lightning Helixes are gone. Nope, there's still one more. And there's still one more bolt. Okay, so in my last 4 cards, there's a Lightning Bolt and a Lightning Helix. That's not good. I actually don't know if I can do anything. Although I'm not milling any time or anything this turn, so... Yeah, sure, but they're different decks, right? Like, they're different styles. That's like asking somebody why they play mill over burn. Like, they have similar, like, styles where you're just trying to get your opponent to 0. Either that's 0 life total or 0 cards in deck, and they're very different decks. Like, it's also the reason why I stopped listening to people when they were all like, don't play Jund to play Mardu Pyromancer, and it's like, those decks are drastically different. You can't, like, compare those two. Like, sure, Grixis has a lot of tools, I understand that, but at the same time, like, I don't understand the argument there. That's kind of, they just started the same deck. The suggestion just doesn't, do anything. I just get, sorry, I just like rambled about it. I just get so frustrated with that like question where it's like, why play this over this? And it's like, oh, sure, whatever. I just get so frustrated with that question because I had to deal with that so much as a Jund player. People are all like, just play Mardu, it's a lot better. And it's like, they're just different. Like, why suggest that? Like, I want to play Jund. That's why I came and asked about advice on that deck, not, hey, I want to know how my Jund sideboard can get better. Well, play a different deck. That isn't a good suggestion. That's not, good conversation. Like, don't take it as like a personal attack because it's not, right? It's not something about you. Like, I understand everyone enjoys their things, right? And I think Jeskai is pretty sweet, and that's why I decided to try it. And I've just lost to apparently easy matchups or whatever, but at the same time, like, my opinion is you should play Jund in everything. I'm a huge Jund player, and anyone else that follows my channel can exactly tell you that. I've played a lot of like crappy decks on stream so far, but Jund is exactly what I do best, and it's the one that I enjoy the most. Um, but I also like just testing out different variations of decks. Like if it's a mid-range style strategy, that's what I want to be doing. That's my thing. And so I always try a bunch of different mid-range strategies in a bunch of different colors. So it really just comes down to the fact that like because I rent cards, I can pretty much try and test whatever I want to, even if that deck is either dumb or good, you know. Like the other day, I was playing 4-color gifts, which was a ton of fun because that deck is sweet and it's just like really grindy, and that's what I enjoy. This hand's probably fine. It's got a decent clock. It's got protection against aggressive decks. I like having or keeping a hand like this on the blind. That's not always true. I mean, they're two like Electrolytes doesn't go into every single deck, right? Ghost Quarter. And Aether Vial. Sure, this is probably Death and Taxes, which means that I should be fetching on turn 1. Like, Electrolyze doesn't go into every Jeskai deck. Like, it is a very good card, don't get me wrong, but that doesn't mean that it goes into every single deck. So, it just doesn't fit all the niches. Like, Jeskai nowadays, especially against something like humans, like, Electrolyze doesn't do anything against humans. Field of Ruin and Ghost Quarter. And a Violent 1. Chances are high that they don't have a Leonin Arbiter that they can play right now. Let's see. I probably want a Hallowed Fountain, and then with this Flooded Strand, I can grab a Steam Vents, and that lets me access all of the colors that I want. Or maybe I want Sacred Foundry, Hallowed Fountain. That way I've got enough blue sources. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Electrolyze as a card too, but I just don't think it's very good. Especially right now, I just don't think it's very good. Like, the top deck you have to worry about is humans. Of Chandra, I assume you mean Torch of Defiance. That card is very good. I love that card a lot. Um, I've actually been trying to get my hands on one of the. I'm gonna just get Ghost Quartered out of this game, aren't I? I've actually been trying to get my hands on one of the uh, promos, the SDCC promos from this past year. They just look fantastic. But I think that card is very good, very playable. Um, and it might actually be okay in this shell. Like, double red is kind of a problem because you're mostly a blue-white deck that adds red as kind of like a splash. So it might not perfectly fit here, but gosh, these Celestial Colonnades are always awkward. Well, I guess it's awkward in this matchup because I saw like Ghost Court or Aether Vial, and I was like, I need to be fetching before they have Leonin Arbiters online. But I don't know. They always feel awkward when you play them after like the first 4 turns or whatever, 3 turns. Let's see. Before they vial, I want to see what they're gonna do. Get this click down, see if it does anything. They're just gonna start wrathing my lands, so maybe I can take away a Leonin Arbiter before. Well, I guess they're gonna have this, so they can do it right now, but they didn't. Oh, they're red-white taxes. Sure. This hand is super clunky. And this Flicker Wisp is going to do absolutely nothing. You can keep all of those cards. They all suck. Like, you're going to Flicker Wisp, like what? My Vendilion Clique? Yeah, I don't think Jace is a bad card. I think Jace is very powerful, and I don't believe that it was too strong for Modern. Like, I was... When it first got unbanned, I was like, absolutely not. Do not put that in my game. Like, I do not want to face against that. Like, especially because Lantern Control was already such a frustrating. Oh my god, double Aether Vial, sure. Lantern Control was already just like such a frustrating matchup, and I was like, Lantern Control, I don't want to fight against that. Imagine fighting against Lantern Control in a single card, like a single solitary card that killed you, and I just like did not want to do that. But that isn't necessarily true, right? Like, I don't think that he was too powerful for Modern, and I don't think that I think that he was definitely safe to come off the ban list. And the same with Bloodbraid Elf. Like, that card's awesome, but it's not like insane. But I still think Jace is a good card. Like, he's still arguably one of the better planeswalkers in all of Magic, and has always been that way. And I just don't think he fits into every shell. Like, I think one of the better shells that he fits into is the blue-red, Blood Moon style decks, like the Blue Moon decks. I just do not think he fits well into this style of deck. I tried him last night, actually, and we had talked about that a little bit, and I just like did not care for it. It was really crappy. I don't understand what you're gonna do with a Flicker Wisp. You're gonna bounce my Hallowed Fountain? I'm just like absolutely gonna pay life for that. I don't understand what you're doing. I don't have Cryptic Command up. Okay. Oh, this is the end step, so it won't be on his turn that I have it. Okay. Or I guess their turn. It could be a there. I don't think that that's entirely true. I think Jace has his niche. Like, there are places where Jace is very good. And I don't know. I think one of them is these sort of controlier decks. Like, he does very well in the Miracles deck, and I don't think that he's one of those cards that's like, oh, it's only good if you're already winning. Like, that's not necessarily true, because the Brainstorm effect is the best effect on Jace. Like, if you're ticking up Jace, you should not be doing it aggressively. And if you are ticking up Jace aggressively, then you're just not playing it properly. Like, I think personally that his Brainstorm ability is his best ability, and that's 100% true. So, I don't know. You draw a card. You got it. Do you have a thing you can... You drew another land. Flicker Wisp. Bring back my land. Okay, sure. I would like to pay 2. Because I'm going to resto the crap out of my Vendilion Clique. So I know you have a Pia, but you have something else. You're probably going to put the Pia in play. Yep. Yeah, I don't want you to have a Restoration Angel, so... I just start mowing these things down, I think. Bolt the Pia. Play the Colonnade. Go attacking. Hmm. Must be really difficult. Sure. Let's get rid of this thing. I'll take 2. That's fine. God, 4 Aether Vials is probably pretty good against the deck full of counterspells, huh? But it looks like that was enough. My opponent had seen enough of my game plan. Okay, I probably want this Helix to stop things. How good is Stony Silence against Aether Vials? I guess Aether Vials are pretty bad against, like, it's hard to fight through those. Maybe I want to get rid of them. Or get Stony Silence in to stop them. Problem of just, like, how many things am I cutting? Because I likely want a lot of this stuff. I don't know. I think we've actually got quite a bit of tools that fight through this type of stuff. Maybe Cryptic is a little slow. It's also just like it's really easy for them to try and cut us on triple blue just because they have like Ghost Quarters and Field of Ruins, and if they have Arbiters, which I'm sure they do, then it's going to be even harder on our mana base. Maybe I just cut a couple of those. Bring in 1 Stony Silence, maybe? Because I've still got 2 Wraths with Supreme Verdict, and they're not playing the blue-white version where I have to worry about things like... well, it really kind of depends. You want to diversify that type of thing. I think Remand is a little bit better in the decks that are like just trying to buy a turn or two. So like Remand goes a lot better in the decks that play Blood Moon. God, this hand is not very good. But I'm inclined to keep it with a Serum Visions. No, I'm just going to have a better 6. Yeah, I'm much happier with this one. I think Stony is too narrow too, but I think it's maybe fine. So I'm going to try it. It's probably pretty bad. Yeah, I probably want a way to stop whatever they're doing. So Remand, I think, is a little bit better in the decks that play like Blood Moon, where they can just, like, on turn 2, they can stop whatever their opponent's doing and then play Blood Moon to punish their mana base the turn after. Whereas, like, Logic Knot is obviously better in the late game, where Mana Leak is better in the earlier game. And so it's better to have a healthier split between the two. I don't know. The biggest problem I have is that, A, those cards just don't fit into this style of deck. God, I do not need all of these lands. Both of those cards don't really fit into this style of deck. They don't necessarily do enough, and the idea for you is not to hold up counter spells on your opponent's turn unless it's a Cryptic Command. You're actually trying to hold up things like Restoration Angels and Vendilion Cliques and stuff on your opponent's turns. My opponent kept a 1-lander. Did they mulligan down? They must have mulliganed down pretty bad. I didn't even see. He mulliganed to 6 and scryed to the bottom. Alright, well, I guess we're just drawing more lands, so who cares? And I don't know, Stony might not be too narrow, just because, A, it does have clues, which is kind of funny. B, it's also very good against, gosh, what's the name? Aethervial, and Aethervial is very good in this matchup for them, so. During the draw step. I would like you to show me your secrets, please. Can I see your secrets? What you got? Is it anything good? So they drew the land for turn. But if I take, well, they have 2 Smuggler's Copters. And they only have a Ghost Quarter. They're just, like, maybe not ever casting any of these cards. Daredevil isn't going to do anything unless they want to cast Serum Visions. But that's like a 3-mana spell. I actually just think I leave them with this. They can have all these cards. They don't really do anything. If they played both Smuggler Copters out, I'm just going to Detention Sphere them. Yeah, I was just like, leave it in there. Also, you can't crew, or wait, can you crew? No, yeah, I don't think you can crew a Smuggler's Copter with Stony Silence. I think crew is an activated ability, isn't it? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb, and I just don't know that correctly. But I think it is. Yep. Play your Smuggler's Copter. Can't crew it, so it's not like it matters anyway. I'm just going to go attacking. Yeah, they absolutely need land. I'm not going to let them draw another one. I agree. Do I draw step another restoration? Do I draw step restoration Vendilion Clique them? Probably, right? In case they drew like removal or something. They can crew it still? I thought crew was an activated ability. I could be wrong. Why is it always awkwardly there? This Aethervial is going to help them, but the land would help them too. No, you can have an Aethervial. It's fine. You're likely to play the Copter this turn anyway. Nope, it's going to draw a card, sure. They drew the other land. Playing the other vial, sure. That's likely very good. Sure. So I am playing Minamo. Let's see if I can view this. Yep, view deck. I'm playing Minamo because A, it gets around Choke, which can be very good because we play a lot of islands, but it might not actually matter. But I'm also playing Dragonlord Ojutai. Can he not come to the front? All right, sure. So Dragonlord Ojutai is a 5/4 flyer for 5 that has hexproof as long as he's untapped. So with Minamo, you can untap him to give him hexproof, you know, through a removal spell or whatever, and then also like anticipates when he hits your opponent, which is insane, right? Um, One of the blue white midrange primers or whatever, it suggested playing Minamo if you play a Dragonlord Ojutai. And since I'm trying Ojutai out today, I decided why not try the Minamo as well, because this used to just be another island. So that's kind of why I'm playing that. And so maybe it's good. It's likely not great, but it's something. So my opponent is not joining the lead. There we are. Let's see. 2 lands, but I have a Serum Visions and a Wall of Omens. If this is a slower matchup, this is probably fine. If this is a quicker matchup, then I'm going to lose, but that's fine. Polluted Delta into Island Serum Visions? Into Springleaf Drum. What? What? Okay. Am I going to get memed? What's happening? I don't understand. I'm just looking for lands at this point. Probably bottom both of them. Does anyone know what fetch into island Springleaf Drum would be? That's very weird. Buried Ruin? Okay. Oh, this is the blast or the grinding station deck. Okay, sure. Never mind. We have figured it out. I don't remember when this deck kind of like officially goes off. I wonder if this deck has a consideration for just dropping kind of the top end stuff that I hate in this deck, and maybe playing something like Kiki Jiki. Like, I'm a huge fan of an uncastable goblin. I wonder if that's really good with these Restoration Angels. Why did Dredge fall out of the meta? Dredge fell out of the meta because there's a better graveyard deck. Honestly, that's just what it is. Basically, sure. Oh, they're targeting yourself. Yeah, whatever. Um, basically, Bridgevine is just a little bit better of a graveyard deck. They do a lot more, and they're faster than Dredge, and Dredge just can't really doesn't have the same thing, right? Like, 'cause, like Bridgevine can still function out of through like graveyard hate and stuff, whereas uh, Dredge kind of folds to graveyard hate quite a bit. So I don't like it. I don't like this, chat. This is really bad for me. So I'm doing nothing. My opponent's gonna kill me eventually. And I just need like something to remove these stupid things from. Yeah, I don't know. I have a dude that plays Dredge at my local meta, kind of like in my testing group and stuff, and he kind of swears by the deck. I just kind of like I was the one that kind of like helped him build it, so he is. It's kind of one of the only decks that he can afford or whatever, and it's not even like one of the quicker Dredge decks. The Dredge deck is still fine. It still wins games. It just happens to fold really hard to graveyard hate, which I mean is true of a lot of different graveyard decks. But like even things like KCI and Bridgevine can, and even Mardu Pyromancer can fight through things like Rest in Peace. So that's a good question though. I love talking about my opinions on the modern meta when I'm probably wrong in them. Also makes for like decent what do they call it? Just like cold air or dry air or whatever. Because like my opponent is taking 20 minutes to figure out how to work their deck, so right, they've got a million things in their graveyard. So this sideboard plan is going to be pretty easy, right? Bring in 2 Stony Silence, 2 Rest in Peace, and then like maybe a Negate or 2. Oh, and the Ceremonious Rejection. War of Invention. That's not very nice. That likely means game over for me, right? Yeah, there's the Sword of the Meek. So they can't go infinite, I don't think. But damn, are they close. Okay. Oh, gosh, I just don't know what I'm doing here. They likely, and they're just going to put a bunch of tokens into play, but I like Cryptic Command might stop something. I do not know. Hmm. Do I Cryptic something now? Do I Cryptic the Grinding Station? I don't even know. They're just going to play it next turn. It's likely that I can't fight through this deck because they just create an immense amount of value. And it's hard for me to fight through that until sideboard. And then sideboard's just going to be like, oh, rest in peace, and Stony Silence will buy me this game back, so... That was likely wrong to Cryptic, right? I don't know. They're probably just going to play the Grinding Station. Yep. This deck is definitely cool. Does this not say another? Jeez. This deck does play Mox Opals. Never mind. I was going to say, this deck seems kind of sweet. Maybe I'll try it. But I just don't want to play Mox Opals. The card is far too expensive for, like, no reason. I mean, no reason other than, like, these type of decks that are playing it. Black? Sure. War of Invention? Oh, no, Sly Requisitioner. This is the one that, like, works really well, right? Whenever a non-token artifact you control is put in agreement from the battlefield, create a 1/1 servo. F me, that sucks. Tap it, make a thing, make two things. This is like Psy, but when they die. I hate everything. Sure. My opponent likely just has like the lock, right? I can't really do anything about this. Oh, wait. This is infinite, right? Is this the loop? Because whenever an artifact comes in, this untaps, you just... Yeah. My opponent has a loop. Yeah, it doesn't look like a lot of fun. It kind of looks really boring. One Negate, one Ceremonious, Rest in Pieces, and Stony Silences. Cut down on a couple of these top-end things. This Wrath effect, this Teferi's not doing anything. These Path Exiles are likely pretty bad, actually. I guess Celestial Purge hits that one combo piece. Dispel hits War of Invention. Disdainful Stroke doesn't do much. Maybe another Negate. Drop a couple of these Path Exiles, and I'll bring in a Dispel to maybe fight War of Invention. I don't know, maybe that's right. I don't know. My opponent's deck looks kind of cool. Because I really love like artifact-based combo decks. I just think that both KCI and this deck, which are the two main kind of like artifact type decks, are very boring. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but they look kind of boring. They just aren't the type of combo deck that I really enjoy with artifacts. And I know there's only a couple of you in here, but I wanted to say thank you guys for hanging out while we're kind of sitting here waiting for everything. Oh, this rest in peace will be really good. And if you haven't yet, please hit the follow button and kind of help me get my name out there. I kind of want to do streaming a lot more. Um, I stream every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday evenings. I don't know why I just clicked through my first main phase. That's fine. Um, so you know, if you these are both bad. I want lands. So you know, if you want to, I will jump on those days and play a lot of different random decks. On Mondays, we play a thing called Zero to Deece, which is a absolute blast of a. They're gonna play Affinity this game. An absolute blast of a day, basically where we we choose a different deck, or we choose a deck and we play it, and then if it doesn't work, and doesn't get 3-2 or better record, then we run it back the following Monday and play it again. So tomorrow we're playing Grixis Dragons again, as well as a blue-white Eldrazi deck called Exhaustopus. Kind of just like a tap-down stack style deck that's just a ton of fun to play. Um, they're not really doing a whole lot. Maybe it's fine if I wait on the rest in peace, try and set up some land drops, and they're just going to counter it because I hate everything. So yeah, tomorrow is going to be Grixis Dragons as well as uh, Exhaustopus, and hopefully we do pretty well with them because those decks are pretty sweet. So Grinding Station, Chromatic Star, sure. Double Chromatic Star, sure. The other thing you could do, I forgot to mention this because we haven't been able to do this for quite some time, but all of my streams are now uploaded to YouTube after them. So if you go to YouTube and search for Night of Saint Draft, you'll find me on there. All of my streams get archived there, and they should all be labeled by deck. The first couple that we did, we had a little bit of like technical difficulties, so it was hard to split them up. So a couple of them have like two different decks in one. But if you want to watch some crazier, weird games, then that's kind of the place to do it. Um, I know that we played a bunch of random stuff, including the Grixis Dragon deck a couple times. We played uh, trying to think of the name of it. We played the Exhaustopus once. We've played a Bant Counters Company quite a few times. We played Storm for a league, and that was awful. I'm really bad at Storm. So it's basically all I ever learned from that. Alright, so now I have backup Negate, if needed, for this rest in peace. And so this is probably hard for them to fight through. And if they've got anything, I've got a Negate to stop it, so. White. Tear. Negate. Do you have another tear? Jeez. Sure. Yep. Yep. Ooh, another rest in peace, huh? How likely is it they are going to do anything about this? Helix your attacker. Do you have another wear tear? You've got to be kidding me. 3 wear tears? Jesus. Okay, well, if we draw Stony Silence, then we'll be able to put this away as well. Although, landing this Lyra might just be good enough. Or for 1/2 of the combo. Yep, this is where that Dispel would be really sweet. Oh, come on. Sure. Hmm. Is my opponent just forget that it's their play here? What's going on? Aether Grid, sure. And we're coming up on the end of this deck. Is there any other deck we might want to see? Kind of a quick one I'm feeling. Not really feeling anything super crazy. But something like this. This is really slow, so it's a lot harder to... Geez. Lots of good pieces going to the graveyard. Another Mox Opal, sure. What card put this deck over the top, right? Because this deck hasn't really been showing up until like very recently. And all of these cards that are like the newest card is like the stuff from Kaladesh, right? Like Sly Requisitioner and War of Invention and Scrap Trawler. Those were all Aether Revolt. Sent me a message. Sure. Gosh, you are not wrong there. My opponent is not hitting any of their swords at the Meek. Okay, sure. I don't really know what happened there, but that's fine. Celestial Purge is actually a better consideration than I thought. It hits Thopter Foundry because it's black. Just drop one of these Path Exiles. These Path Exiles are terrible. Maybe another Dispel to fight the War of Inventions too. It's not really Thopter Sword. It's the God. This hand sucks. Um, it's the like Sly Requisitioner Grinding Station combo deck. Deck is like a hot pile of garbage. But yeah, it's something for sure. It has the Thopter Sword combo because it's with Thopter Sword and Grinding Station, and Sly Requisitioner, you can just go infinite. So that is likely going to be very good. Which means I don't want to fetch on turn one, so I'm just going to slow. Oh no, I'm on the draw, so doesn't even matter. But I want to be able to counter Grinding Station, so we're just going to keep this up. How are you doing, Ashes? You're not a mod anymore. Wait a minute. Oh, it's because I blocked you out, or I timed you out the other day, didn't I? Now you're a mod again. We did it. Oh, sigh. Dang it, Bobby. That makes me like actually have wanted to Celestial Colonnade last turn. That's fine. Field of Ruin. Well, I mean, it gets rid of their Buried Ruin, I guess. It does stop you on your next upkeep, Hogger. It's an automatic thing. It's very hard to forget that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna play an artifact next turn. I'm just gonna lose. Christ, whatever. Well, this Bolt and this Helix could team up for Psi, I guess. But so could Cryptic Command. Negate is likely good. Bolt is likely bad. Is there anything anyone wanted to... Yeah. I'm like pretty sure that's how that works. I haven't actually cast many packs on Magic Online, but I'm sure that's how that works. I've seen it happen in the past where like other streamers that I've watched where it like stops them on their on the upkeep trigger. Gur per Aether Grid, sure. A bunch of you that showed up just a couple seconds ago. I wanted to give a quick notice for those of you who don't know or whatever. I am now uploading all of my videos to YouTube, so if you want to, you can go there and watch all of my streams that I've done in the past or streams that I will do in the future, etc., etc. So that's something to consider going forward. If you want to watch all the leagues that I did really badly in, you can totally do that. Can I play your mono white prison list? Maybe. You're gonna have to send it to me, but God, that doesn't sound super great right now. Um, sure. God, I just really don't want to fight through any of this crap. I'm kind of thinking my next league is going to be something that isn't as grindy or stupid. Because, like, I just do not want to spend all of my time playing against a grindy, stupid matchup. But I guess I could be convinced of playing anything, I guess. If everybody really wants me to, I'll play whatever they want me to. Within reason, I guess. That's probably pretty good. Okay, so I need to set this up perfectly, right? I need to be able to... So I'm going to take a hit next turn. But I need to bounce this on their end step. And then have Stony Silence to be able to counter it with Negate on the way back down. Twin, you're right. Twin isn't grindy. The deck is just awful. Yep. Yep. Just gonna yield through my end step here. Well, there are a few of you watching. Why don't you tell me? Go ahead and give me a vote. If you want to see me play something, let me know, and I will play it, despite how god-awful it is. Unless it's Ink Twin. No, you cannot do that. We are not playing that deck ever again. Why not attack with everything? Oh, he's probably gonna whir. Which is probably fine. Free Twin. I agree. If we could play Splinter Twin, absolutely. I'm not playing Ink Twin. That deck is god-awful. Ink Twin is a deck that I played against, or that I played on stream. I could totally play 5-color allies. That seems sweet. Is a deck that I played on stream a couple of weeks ago, and it was a hot pile of garbage. It just sucked. So we are going to not ever play that deck again, basically. Deck is not good. 5-color allies might be, but it's too bad all my wraths are gone. Just clean up all these idiots. Oh, that was really good. Oh man. Stony Silence. And then next turn we can rest in peace. And then we can blow up all of our opponent's things by blocking all their idiots with Restoration Angel. Sure. Draw a card. Do what you want. I need to still kill this Psy somehow. Oh man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure. Make another dude. Sure. Oh, they didn't have red. I don't really want them to draw more cards. Well, no, it's fine. Really like to draw a land right now, please. An untapped land that does not deal damage to me. Well, that does some damage to me, but maybe not all that much. Oh man, this is cutting it really close. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna go to 1 this turn, unless they don't attack with everything. They should be attacking with all their creatures. Oh, you afraid of a flash threat? It's really weird, opponent. Why would you think that? I don't play flash threats. Actually, I don't like going to 2, but I think I have to. Please draw a Lightning Helix. That's what I want. I mean, yeah, I love Twin. Twin's great. Lightning Helix? That's a Wall of Omens. I don't think I survive through that. I block, block, block. I take 2. So unless I draw, like, exactly a bolt, which means that I need to fetch here, but even then, I die because I'm at 1. It depends on what my opponent does, I guess. This is probably a Lightning Helix now. Yeah, I actually built Serum Visions, sure. I actually built Birthing Pod right before it got banned. Like, I guess I'd had Pod for a while. I built or I bought foil birthing pods the weekend before they got banned, and I was like really upset about it. Good games, opponent. You got me. Exactly 0. Gosh, we are not doing hot with this deck. Well, we can play one more with it. It's likely not going to be super great, but that's all good. And then we'll probably run it back with something else. I'm not really sure yet. Oh, sweet. All right, Ashes. Maybe I'll play your mono white deck. I just saw that you posted it in our Discord, so I'll have to look at it. Yeah, it sucks. It was all I was super frustrated too. So it happened like that Monday, right? And I came into work that Monday. It was back when I used to work at Walmart, and I had a friend who was one of my like right above me managers or whatever, who also played Magic and played Modern with me, and knew that I had just made that purchase. And so I come into the store or into into Walmart or whatever, and I like sit up and I was a cashier at the time, and he's like, I assume you saw the bannings today, and then I just looked at him and I gave him a look that was basically like, you know exactly what you just said, and you should never mention it again. And then he put me on a register away from everyone else and had made sure that no one talked to me for the rest of the day for as much as I could help it. Because I was just like, yeah, that was it hurt so bad, it sucked so much. Ugh, it was just not a fun situation. It's sweet, You say that a lot of decks are sweet, and then I feel really. Come on, go to four, go to four, go to four. Oh, okay. Um, You say that a lot of decks are really sweet, but I don't know. Because, like, you said Ink Twin was a sweet deck, and then we all know how that ended. Or at least, I do, and that's all that matters. But anyone else could if they wanted to. It's on YouTube. Go watch my crappy, crappy streams. We both Serum Visions, and my opponent did it off of a tapped or untapped Steam Vents. It's likely that this is like Storm. And I don't really want to fight through Storm. Another Steam Vents untapped. Now they're going to do something? No? Well, okay. It looks like it is Storm. And now that they don't have Remand up, I can go after their hand and see what I can get. I did punt a lot. You're right. I don't know what I was thinking. I made so many mistakes in that league. And honestly, I just don't think there was a good way to play that deck either. Like, we sat there and we played we played 4 games, right? I think we cut it short after 4 matches, excuse me. Um, and it just like, I don't know. It just kind of sucked. There was just like nothing we could do because it just had all these really clunky things in it. So, and I guess it's just the nature of it. We played a crappy like meme deck, and that's just what happens. Oh, we cut it short after 3 matches. That makes sense. Brawl, sure. Oh, they have a remand, but I have another land, so it's fine. Before you draw, while you're completely tapped out. Jesus, they're putting us all in the right same place. I don't know. I just do not think that Ink Twin was very good. The deck itself just didn't do a whole lot. It had a really clunky combo in it that was like 5 cards. You'd be better off playing like the Jeskai Ascendancy Gifts deck. And even that deck isn't very good. So Supreme Verdict, eh? That's usually pretty good against them. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I was gonna put Stream Decker up on the stream today, and I forgot about that. Dang it. I mean, it won't be, right? Like, very soon it won't be that because of rotation. And, like, a lot of the good cards in that deck rotate out. Because they're losing, like, they lose Hazoret, which is kind of the big deal. Bomat Courier. It's not true. They're definitely not worse than me. That's impossible. I am very proudly taking the title of the worst Gifts Storm player ever. Oh, and Glorybringer. Yeah, that's the other card I'm not thinking of. I'm gonna bin these two. Oh, and Chandra too. Yeah, yeah. There are a lot of cards leaving. A lot of good ones. Come on. Can I please path you, dude? It's gonna get remanded and I'm gonna cry. Seriously, they lose all the other stuff? Is it all Amonkhet or Kaladesh? Christ. That's a lot. That deck is like completely dead after rotation. Although I'm sure there's still going to be some good red-white, like there's still going to be aggro decks, obviously. Like even you and I have talked about like the green-white. Sure, you have a gifts, whatever. Even you and I have talked about like the green-white aggro decks and stuff, and the Naya aggro decks in standard, or at least the upcoming standard. I think Amara is like very strong and good. So it's actually going to make me start playing standard. So you know, you missed it yesterday. We were playing standard at the championship. I cast an Apex of Power twice. You can have all the mana in the world. Oh no, the mod's gone. Guys can do whatever you want now. Sure. Yep. Just get my clock off the table and hurt me for a bit. Sure. There's a number of bolts in my deck, and that's all I need to draw. Goblin Electromancer, sure. Can you kill me? Okay. Do you have Past in Flames? Oh my god, they do. Alright, good games, opponent. Alright. Damping Spheres come in. Dispels come in. Rest in Peace comes in. I'm going to cut... Actually, I'm going to cut one of these D-Spheres. I'm going to cut this Teferi. Cut a Vendilion Clique. Cut these Path Exiles. I probably want the Vendilion Clique. I want to cut these Path Exiles. They suck. You prefer to call them green-white dudes? I don't know if I'd call them that. Dudes is, I mean, I guess dudes is kind of like a term you can use for anything. So, whatever. Imara just doesn't seem like a type of person you'd call a dude. She might be upset by that. Holy crap, this hand sucks. Going down to 6 is pretty bad, though. Yeah, this is probably okay. I need a second blue source, like right now. Or a hate piece. I'd take a hate piece. Alright, so they have a repeal. Alright, so they just have the repeal left. Oh my gosh. No. I wonder if my opponent can kill me this turn. Probably. I've seen the Storm deck do this very easily. Yep, there's a gifts. My opponent has 1,000,000 mana, and they can likely... Do they have the Grape Shot is all I need to see. Oh, but they have a Gifts Ungiven, right? Pieces, sure. There's an Empty. If I draw a land, that's not going to matter, though. And I'm dead. Sweet. All right, so a little bit of a wrap up here. We get some play points. Sweet. Oops. I actually really like this deck. I played it last night a little bit, and I had a ton of fun with it. There's probably some things I need to switch about the list. I'm wondering if I want a second Sacred Foundry. I might want to drop a Vendilion Clique, and both Detention Spheres felt really bad. Didn't really get a chance to see how Ojutai performed. I also think Teferi isn't super great in this mid-range type style build, so that might be a consideration for a cut as well. So I don't know. So yeah, definitely. This is weird. My sideboard's all screwed up now. It's just got a bunch of extras hanging out. So yeah, I'm probably gonna run this back at some point in the future. So if you really liked it, go ahead and hit the follow button in Twitch. It doesn't cost you anything, helps other people find my stuff. If you didn't like it, then I apologize. But I'm sure that one of the decks that I stream you probably will like because I stream a lot of different things. As well as if you want to watch any of my older stuff, it's all on YouTube now. So just youtube.com/Night of Saint Traft. You'll find everything from me, all of my streams. A couple of them are broken up by decks, others are not. And it's just because the recording was kind of wonky. But real quick, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to come back with another deck. So stay tuned, and I apologize. You're going to have to kind of stare at the screen for a little bit.